Hey YouTube, here we are. We're training real life naughty but nice owners and their dogs. Now, owning a naughty but nice dog, sometimes Michelle is our trainer, and sometimes how can it be owning a naughty but nice dog for owners?
You can feel really alone. So you just don't know what to do. You feel judged, you feel embarrassed. You go out on a walk and your dog's lunging and barking. You have visitors to the house and you've got family and friends that are saying you don't know what you're doing.
How about meeting other dogs? How can it feel for a naughty but nice owner?
Not a good experience. So you could have a dog that's barking at another dog and you feel really embarrassed because you want them to have a good time together. You want to speak to people. It's social. You want to have go out and meet friends. And if your dog is pushing other dogs away, then you can't meet up with anybody. You're alone.
Now, we're here with one of our naughty but nice owners. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Amy and my dog's called Roxy. She's a rescue, so we adopted her about 9 months old from Cyprus. And she's a Staffy crossed with a cane Corso. So she's
wow, she is a cool cross. I remember seeing pictures of her early on in the cottage with on the Cato board. So she was, I'm sure we've got a couple of her. Yes. So lovely dog and quite an interesting mix, yes, right?
Definitely.
So how is she naughty but nice?
So with Roxy, she's totally overexcited by people, especially indoors. She's pretty good out and about, but indoors she gets totally overwhelmed. So she'll be jumping up, trying to lick you in the face, and that's really intense for most people when she's 30 kilos. And out and about, her challenge is other dogs. So she'll lunge and bark at other dogs. And generally, those things are really hard to be in a busy place. So you wouldn't be able to take her to the pub or take her to like a busy walking place. And when we set out, it's just about avoiding everything, and yeah, difficult.
Now, how did that feel? So you've rescued and you've brought this dog here from, did you say Cyprus? Yeah. So you've got this dog from Cyprus, you've done an amazing job. Like, what a big mission it is to get a dog that actually is a rehome, let alone from another country. Yeah. And initially, because I know how this can feel, was this a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, and she's our first dog. So to say
high five for going at this, because first dog from Cyprus, cane Corso, Staffy cross, and literally come in and has got a heck of a lot of energy ultimately. Yeah. So today, the fact that you're doing naughty but nice training, and I know you're training here in person that not everybody's able to do, but actually naughty but nice training. What sort of things, because there is a huge opportunity worldwide, boot camps and NBN sort of reactivity challenges, what sort of things, because obviously these guys would like to listen all day long, but we want to do a few things that might move the needle. So a few things that have helped, just a couple of things that you implemented maybe in the last couple of days or maybe in the last couple of months. Like, what have just been a couple of things that have really helped from naughty but nice, I suppose, your transformation?
Yeah, so we actually started with Sexy and Squirrel. That's where we started.
Yes!
That's I call it a gateway drug.
Nice, nice.
Just on this drug, which is amazing. And going down like games-based training. And for us, it was just focusing on two key things. One was disengagement. Like, can you help to, I guess, retrain her brain to focus on the right things and ignore the things that she's struggling with, so other dogs.
Lovely,
people,
really lovely.
And so, yeah, Sex in the School is kind of where we started there. The other thing that we're really focusing on with her is optimism and confidence. Actually, when she came here for the first time, probably about 9 months ago now, she wouldn't even get on something that was wobbly. Yeah. And everything kind of freaked her out a bit. So building up that confidence and letting her there.
And people just don't realise that, right? Like, you don't look at a dog, especially a cane Corso who's bouncing around all over the place, and cross Staffy, which is just like adding energy beans to that mix, and Springs and Tigger legs. And both mixes they are really cool dogs. And at the same time, you look at a dog like that and you think she was confident. So I think so many people miss that.
That's exactly what we fell into. The day that we adopted her, she came flying out the van and jumped into us like, oh,
family.
And the guy driving the van's like, oh my God, like, have you met her before? It feels like she knows you. And it's like, oh my gosh, look how confident and happy she is. She was a bag of nerves. Yeah. That's her response to anxiety, is I just go wild. So actually, it was really coming here and doing Sex and the School, we realised she's just totally not confident. She's not optimistic. She's worried about everything, and that's why she's reacting this way. And that's when we started retraining that brain.
Nice.
And now I'm here, and it's so cool. We've seen in the last few days her making some choices for herself and saying, actually, I can ignore that. I'll go over here.
And I think it sounds like you're really on a pathway. You know it's a pathway and it's a transformation journey. It's not like a wham bam, here we are and it's done. At the same time, you're seeing progress all the time. And I think that's probably, Michelle, one of the things that owners find hardest, right? Yes. Like there is a bit of a journey to be had and you can get there, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And one of the things that Amy's done a brilliant job of, she doesn't even remember it as being a new thing, is ditching the bowl. So putting that food towards the good decisions and taking every bit of food and making it have a purpose. Yeah. So helping her learn what's good, helping her be optimistic. Roxy's such a changed dog. And it's great to have those checkpoints in there so that you look back at where you were, you look back at where you are now, and it's just incredible to watch the journey. When you start making the forward progress, there's nothing to stop you. Yeah, it's really cool.
Like, I think something like ditch the bowl, it might sound like a little thing, but actually that is a massive move the needle, right? It's a huge move the needle. Ditch the routine, huge move the needle. Ditch the walks, huge move the needle. And so many people, my mum and dad are still like it. They need to be walked. Mango needs a walk, Lauren, look at her. And I'm like, oh God, it's the last thing she needs. And so it's a real eye-opener. It's a journey. It sounds like you're smashing it, by the way, like absolutely smashing it, and super top training going on. The cool thing is, and I know that everyone wants to thank you, Amy and Roxy and Michelle, for joining us just to chat through I suppose there is hope, is what we're saying. There is hope, there's a path, there's a way forward. There is absolutely somewhere that naughty but nice dogs can go and can go safely and are going to be celebrated, supported and wanted in the community. And I think that's quite important that we acknowledge that they're wanted. Dogs like Roxy are wanted, because I know when I had my first naughty but nice dog, I felt really pushed away from what was wanted in a class or wanted in a dog training world. We want to avoid using aversives and steer well clear of those. So I want to thank these guys obviously for joining me today here at YouTube and literally sharing this amazing message. Please share this message worldwide, because we know this makes a positive ripple, right, for dog owners and dogs all over the world. So whether you've got a family member, a friend, someone that you know with this struggle, because ultimately it is a struggle, it makes life difficult to have a naughty but nice dog in some ways, until you know the path and you know where you're going. Actually, we can really shortcut that for people and give them a way forward. Whether it's the boot camps, whether it's Sexy the Squirrel, whether it's the 7-day reactivity challenge, there are so many options and there are so many places people can go. That's what we're celebrating today, YouTube. So we'll see you next week in the next YouTube episode. Thank you to these guys. High five all around, and we'll see you real soon.